We're decoupaging some Easter eggs next on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. Okay, so welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. Today we're going to be doing some decoupage with some Easter eggs, and I have these craft eggs, and I believe I got these at Hobby Lobby. And the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to be adding some gesso to it. This is artist gesso. This is it's like a primer basically. And so we're going to prime our eggs, and because we're going to be painting it with acrylic paint. But we're going to be decoupaging some paper. We're going to add some paper, and let me show you quickly how I have a hole punch, or a punch I should say, not a hole punch, but this is basically has an oval, and it's actually a speech bubble, but that little part that kind of sticks out, I just snipped it off just so I could have the oval. And so I punched out these little ovals that I have right here, and we're going to be adding them to our egg right here, and we're going to be using some Mod Podge for that. But we're also going to be decorating it with some puffy paint. We're going to add some puffy paint to it, and then we're going to paint it. All right, so let's get busy. Okay, so here I'm using the gesso, and I have a sponge brush, and basically what you want to do is just cover the entire egg with the gesso. And like I said, that's a primer for the acrylic paint that we're going to be using in just a bit. Okay, so I'm using these floral papers that look like this for the decoupage. So I have 3 florals, and I also have this one polka dot. And I got some white ribbon, because we're going to be adding a ribbon on top of the egg. So those are some of the supplies that you'll need. You can do whatever color you want for the ribbon, as long as it's Easter-ish. but I'm using white, and so I think they're gonna turn out really cute. Okay, so we're back, and our eggs are pretty much dry from the gesso. And so what we're gonna do now is we're going to decoupage our egg, and I'm going to add these little pieces that I showed you of that floral paper, and we're just going to use some Mod Podge and add it on. I'm going to put one on both sides. So one thing about these eggs is that it has this line going in the middle, so that kind of helps me out to know like how it's split up. So this is going to be fairly easy. Just going to get your oval, put it on your egg like this, and then we're going to add the Mod Podge on top of it. All right, so let's get busy. So you want to cover part of your egg with the Mod Podge, definitely where you're going to place your paper. Lay it on top, and then you're going to get your sponge brush and just put the Mod Podge directly on top of the paper, affixing it to the egg. And you just want to make sure it's nicely covered. Go over it a few times, and then you're going to do some nice strokes just to make sure it's nice and smooth as possible. Sometimes the paper might wrinkle slightly, but that's okay. It adds to the look. And that's basically all you do when you decoupage, and of course you have to let it dry. Okay, so we're letting our eggs dry. I have this egg carton. I just kind of flipped it over. You want to let your egg dry. Make sure that it doesn't stick to the carton or whatever you're letting it dry on. And once it's dry, we're going to be using puffy paint. And puffy paint basically is going to be used to outline the design that I want to do. So I'm going to outline the decoupage part, the oval, and then I'm going to add some lines and put some swirls in it. It's going to dry, and it's actually going to kind of be raised from the egg surface. So it's going to dry that way. And then we're going to paint over it with probably some light purple. I might do some light green, just Easter colors, maybe one yellow, I don't know, I have to see. But they'll all have the puffy paint on it, and then we're just gonna paint over it with the acrylic paint. All right, so we'll be back. Okay, so I wanna show you what I'm gonna do with the puffy paint right now. So here's the puffy paint, and here's my egg, and this has to dry. So this is gonna be a long process because the puffy paint has to dry before you do the other side. So we're probably gonna be doing this over a 2-day thing. So I'm gonna start really quickly at the bottom of that oval of my cutout. And I'm just going around. And if yours is a little bumpy like mine is, that's okay because I kind of like that look. It doesn't have to be smooth. But this will dry and it's gonna have like a little border texture around it. Can you see that? And we're gonna be doing the same thing to the other side, but we have to wait till this side dries first. And I am drying it flat like this because if I dry it like that, vertical, it might drip down. I don't want to take that chance. So we're going to let that dry for a little bit. Actually, probably within an hour it'll be dry and you can do the other side, but we'll check it out. All right, stay tuned. So I just added more puffy paint, doing some spiral lines, but you can also see the crossing lines going down. And so now we've got to wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the bottom part. And then once that dries, it'll be ready for painting. Okay, folks, so we're going to start painting our eggs, and as you can see, the puffy paint is all dry. Hopefully you can see the nice design on there with the spiral lines. And so what we're going to do is we're going to paint our egg. Now we can't paint it all at once because it's going to be hard to dry. We could kind of put it on that part, which we might do. I'm gonna have to see, but we can't like put it back on here for drying purposes because then the paint will rub off. So I'll have to see, but let's start a little bit just to show you. I'm gonna just get a brush here. These are the colors I decided for the eggs, but it's not, purple's not gonna be that dark. We're gonna add white to it. So I'm gonna play around with the color. The first one I'm gonna do is this one because I really like this color. Ocean green, it's ocean green. It looks like robin's nest, actually, that color, robin's egg, whatever. But I'm gonna add just a little bit of white. And that egg, let's see which one I'm gonna do in that color. I think I'm gonna do this one. So I'm gonna mix those colors. I'm using acrylic paint, Master's Touch. Okay, and then I'm just going to paint right over it all, and the design of the puffy paint will show through. So here I'm working on my last egg, which is a light shade of green. And you can see in the background, I finished the yellow, the one that looks like robin's egg, color and then that light purple. So that's really it, folks. You just paint over the puffy paint. As I was looking at it, I think I might go back over with the white puffy paint around the decoupage because I want that to stand out. So I probably shouldn't have painted over it, but it's okay. I'm just going to go back over with the puffy paint and add that border to it because I really want it to stand out. I don't know. I'll see. We'll play around with it. Okay, so I have to let these dry, and then when we come back, we'll just put some finishing touches on it, add ribbon, and we'll be done. Okay, so what I decided to do, I went around the decoupage with the puffy paint, and then I put glitter over it. So I think that looks pretty nice. And now I'm going to do this side. When you do it, you have to let it dry one side at a time. So it's a little time consuming, but I think it'll be fine. So basically just put the puffy paint around. Okay, just like that. I get my purple glitter from my purple egg. And just tap. This is Martha Stewart glitter, by the way. You can get this at Michael's, a lot of craft stores. So give it a little shake. There you go. Look how pretty that looks. Looks so good. All right, really happy with how that's turning out. I'm gonna put it in my little drying rack here. I'm gonna finish the others. I got the others back here. And then I think we'll be done decorating the egg. And the last thing we'll do is put these little tiny bows that I made right on top with some hot glue. And I think they'll be done. Okay, so there is my decorative Easter egg. I think that turned out so cute. Just gonna try to brush off some of the extra glitter that kind of got on the egg. It's okay if it stays there, if it stays. But yeah, we just want to clean it up just a little bit. There, it looks super pretty. And then we got one last thing to do. Like I said, we're going to add these little bows straight to the top, and that's it. It's going to be done. I wonder if I added it here too. Now I'm going to add it to the top because it's going to go in the egg holder. So I want it to show. All right. So we're heating up our glue gun. I think it turned out really cute. And got all my eggs here. This is the purple one. Let's kind of brush off some of the glitter. The bows, and then I'll show you the final product. So let's add the bow. I'll add the bow to this yellow one here. Let me take a look at it. Looks good. I'm just going to add some glue to the top. Get one of my bows here. And there you go. Actually, I'm going to turn it around before it dries because I like this side a little bit better than the other side. So that's another thing you could do. You could look at the sides and say, which side do you like better? And that's probably where you want your bow to show. But look how cute that is. That's super cute. And put that over here so that dries. Get another one real quick. I'm just going to do my blue one. Add my glue. Add my bow. And voila. Take some of that glue off. Let's put this right like that. Yep. And we're going to let them set, and then we're done. Well, here they are, folks. It's finally done, and I think they turned out really pretty. I have these little egg holders. I'll probably be using different egg holders and putting them on my dining room or breakfast room table, actually. But I think they turned out really cute, and it's a fun little project. Like I said, you can do it with kids or just a fun little crafting project on a nice winter / spring day. Actually, Easter falls March 31st, so I know it's spring, but at that point, but right now it's still winter. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe, and please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, happy healthy living. Bye-bye.